Hello everybody, Ty here with Landscape Lighting Pro of Utah, and today we're going to talk about how to reset your astronomical timer. We've had clients call us in the past asking how to do it. We do keep the instructions inside of our transformers, but to be honest, you need some sort of degree in astrophysics or something to understand those. So I thought it'd be simpler if we just went ahead and walked you through it. So the first thing you got to do when you go to reset this is it's not enough to just press the little button right here with a paper clip or something. You also need to hold the on-off button while doing this in order to do a hard reset. Now if you watch this, you hold it down until you see the screen say clear. And that should do it. So with programming, what you got to do is rotate this little wheel right here to the current time, and right now it is 2:20. Now another thing is, make sure you're always pressing this OK button. If you hit the program button, you have to start all over because it's going to accept all the settings as the current program. So from here, let's see. The year is 2018. The month is August. And the date is the 14th. Perfect. Okay, so next it's going to ask you about daylight savings. And of course we want to do daylight savings. Your timer will automatically adjust itself throughout the year for daylight savings. So go ahead and press OK. And then through these steps right here, you just go ahead and accept until you get to this part. Now you need to scroll through to your state. We're here in Utah, so we'll go ahead and scroll until we get to the UT. Oh, there it is. And then we are in Salt Lake, so we'll go ahead and hit Central Utah. Yes, and Mountain is our time zone. And currently the sun rises at dawn at 6:38, so we press OK. And it sets at dusk at 8:22, so we go ahead and hit OK again. And that's it. That's how you get the initial programming into your timer. Now, from here, we can have designated on-off times. So to do that, we hit Program. So right here, this is our first program, that number 1 that's blinking. So we hit Program again, and we start scrolling through. So typically how we do this, we have an on time. So if you look right here in this top left corner, you'll see on off. That's very important. You need to make sure that for this initial program it says on. And then as you're scrolling through, you can have a specific time for them to come on, or even better, you can have them come on at dusk. So when the sun sets, and you go ahead and press Program. And then right here, all days of the week, make sure you hit all days of the week. Otherwise you'll have random days that don't come on. So Program. And then for the second program, go ahead and hit Program again. And we're going to have them turn off at 12 a.m. So scroll through till you get to a time. Then you see in the top left up here, it needs to say off. So go ahead and hit that off at 12 a.m. and make sure you're paying attention to AM and PM so you don't have your lights turning on at dusk and not turning off until the following afternoon. So go ahead and hit Program again. Again, all days of the week. And yes, 12 a.m. And that's it. You can go ahead and press OK now. And that's it. That's all the programs. Now, if you wanted to go in and add another program, let's say have your lights turn on at 6 a.m. and turn off at sunrise, you go ahead and hit Program again. And now this is very important. Don't hit Program on your other programs or you're going to start messing with them. So scroll through. So that was our first program. Then this is our second program. So we're going to put in a third program, another on time. Okay, so we hit program. So right now it's at off. So we go ahead and turn the wheel till we see it on at a specific time. So we hit program, all days of the week. We're going to have the lights turned back on early in the morning at 6 a.m. Now, next program, we hit program again. We're going to have our lights turn off at dawn, so at sunrise. All days of the week. And that's it. Hit OK. Now you have 2 programs in your timer. So commonly, and actually this happened just a couple weeks ago, I went and helped a client out with their timer. They were struggling a little bit with it. You have to be very careful not to accidentally put extra programs in here, or it can interfere with what you actually want your timer to do. So if we go right here, this client, helping them set up their timer, and then just because I wasn't sure, I decided I'm going to go ahead and scroll through all the programs and make sure there aren't any unwanted programs in here. So I got back to the very last program, number 28. There was a program set for right here that was keeping their lights on 24/7. So they had their very first program that was set to turn their lights on at dusk. Their second program set to turn them off at sunrise. And then this very last one's actually set to turn their lights on at sunrise. So that was overriding the other program that said to turn the lights off. And so, you know, that's a common thing we've seen when people go through their timer not sure exactly how the different programs and things work. So be very careful of that. After you've programmed everything, right, have your first program, second, third, fourth, or even if you just have your lights turn on at dusk and turn off at midnight, just go ahead and scroll through everything and make sure there aren't any other programs in there. And if everything's looking good, go ahead and set OK. Again, make sure that it's set for PM and not AM, or vice versa, depending on what time you're setting up your timer. And that's it. That is how to reset and program your astronomical timer.